Steve, how much doubt does this cast on the deal?
You know, I hate cliches, but what a difference a day makes, right? Donald Trump speaking a little bit off the cuff yesterday, saying that in concept he had approved the deal that has been reached between Oracle and ByteDance with the additional partner of Walmart, of course. But now today, after maybe digging a little bit deeper into the pledges made in this table napkin deal, hastily arranged deal, $60 billion valuation potential deal. Keep in mind, that's a lot of money to walk away from. But potentially, Donald Trump is looking at this deal and saying, maybe we're not getting everything that I demanded, and that is this, the assurances on national security and, of course, American ownership. If you look at the deal, Oracle and Walmart together would take about a 20% stake, right? 12.5% for Oracle, 7.5% for Walmart, and then 80% for ByteDance. Keep in mind, there would be a planned IPO coming down the pike within a year that would help dilute some of that 80% Chinese stake. But also, you look at the 33% American ownership of ByteDance, right? And what this U.S. entity would have those American investors, including General Atlantic and Sequoia. So they would technically take American ownership upwards of 53%. But again, that is not assuaging the fears of Donald Trump. He says, telling Fox News overnight, he wants TikTok Global to be, quote, totally controlled by Oracle. Now, shortly after those comments were made, the Global Times editor-in-chief, Hu Xijin, of course, Global Times is the mouthpiece of the People's Daily, associated with the People's Daily, which is the mouthpiece of the Communist Party. He says Beijing likely would reject the deal in the current form because the agreement would endanger China's national security, interests, and dignity. And it did not help matters. Also, yesterday in a blog post, ByteDance defended what it says is its full control. It will retain full control of its algorithms and only give limited access to Oracle to its source code. Maybe ByteDance playing to one side of this two-sided equation, playing to the Chinese fears, but then again, that does not work in its favor of getting Donald Trump's approval. Very complicated.
Very complicated and a real emotional roller coaster that you've been covering from the start. So what is really the likely outcome that we see here?
Yeah, ask me again tomorrow. It might be a little bit different. But keep in mind, if we're talking simply about Donald Trump's approval of this deal, right, it has to appeal to two main criteria, right? Does it appear as we head to the election campaign, that he is being tough on China? This result has to be that it has to give those optics. Also, is it good for Americans? Make America great again, right? So does the 25,000 pledged jobs work to that equation? Does the fact that 4 out of 5 board members will be Americans, including the Walmart CEO and the managing partner of Sequoia Capital, as well as the head of General Atlantic, Bill Ford, on the board? 4 out of 5 would be Americans. Does the fact that there's going to be an IPO coming down the pike that would help dilute the Chinese ownership? A number of these different things, as well as being headquartered in Texas, does that assuage those national security concerns? We'll have to revisit this every single day. As far as the Chinese, Hu Xijin really alluded to the fact right there has to be dignity involved there. Whether we all know, especially here in Hong Kong, China is really big right now on national security, perceived and real threats. So if it really feels giving out its source code and the algorithms to the Americans is a security threat, or is this a face issue? That's something that the Chinese will have to decide.